Hey everyone, today I want to talk about the wonderful news that came out from Paizo yesterday that they are working with several other companies to create the Open RPG Creative License, or ORC as it's being nicknamed. This is just great on so many levels. First of all, Wizards was going to release a video yesterday afternoon and provide an update on the Open Game License 1.1. But I think when Paizo released this statement, then Wizards had no choice and they ended up canceling that video. And I don't know if that's just an amazing coincidence or if it was strategically planned by Paizo, but what it really shows is that Wizards is on their heels. They were going to release a video that presumably was going to be an attempt to bring the narrative back under their control, where they could control the message and settle everything down. And Paizo came out with their announcement and just was another uppercut to Wizards of the Coast. And it's just wonderful to see that the community is not going to let up. We're not going to stand for this. And Wizards has a lot more work to do. And I just love the way it played out. Beyond the license itself, which is still in the works, but the message that Paizo released shows how Paizo is positioning themselves as the leader of the industry. The message was about 900 words long, and they fired several shots across the bow at Wizards. They expressed the same displeasure that the rest of the community has over the possible terms of the new open game license. And then they gave some history and showed how what is happening now goes completely against the original intent of the open game license when it was created back in 2000. And even pointing out that a lot of the people that worked on that open game license are now working for Paizo or working for the company that's going to help them put together the new license, or have just come out with statements saying that this new license, the open game license 1.1, is not good. And so I love that they included that. And the best part is they came right out and said that they have no interest in the new open game license and that they don't need it anymore. And that's the message that so many in the community have been saying, is that we don't need the open game license anymore because everything has grown beyond that. And I particularly like where they point out that in 2008, they needed the open game license because they were trying to get Pathfinder to market quickly. And they needed to be able to use the material that was within the bounds of the open game license at the time. Because remember, Wizards had cut them off as the publisher of Dungeon Magazine and Dragon Magazine. That was Paizo's role for several years, was to publish those magazines. And Wizards took that back and said, nope, you're not going to do that. And then with 4th edition, Wizards comes out with the game system license and basically tells Paizo that you have to make a choice that Paizo didn't want to have to make. And so they wouldn't have been able to continue publishing for 4th edition. And so Wizards was basically trying to cut off Paizo. And Paizo said, we're not going to take it. And so they went their own way and they made Pathfinder. And for several years, Pathfinder was the leader. And people moved over to Pathfinder and Paizo was the leader. And in the statement, they talk about how when they put together Pathfinder 2nd edition and all of their other products, they are no longer dependent upon the open game license, and that they continue to include it just kind of as a courtesy in case other people want to use their content for things, but they don't need to. And in the future, they're not going to include it. And for a while, there will be books that don't have any open game license. And then they will publish the books with the new license, this ORC license. And all of this, everything about this is just amazing. The hope within the community was that all these larger companies that had deeper pockets than any individual content creator had, that they would come together and lead the charge with lawsuits against Wizards with regard to the open game license and how they couldn't revoke the old one and things like that. But the notion of now a completely new license, independent of any one company, takes this to the next level. And it unifies all of these different game systems that want to use that new license under one set of terms that can be universally understood and accepted by everybody. And it's just great. It is just a great direction that this thing has taken, and it shows the leadership that Paizo has and how they have really just knocked Wizards down several pegs with this. While Wizards is over there trying to burn down the community that saved them, Paizo is once again, just like 8 years ago, showing that they are the unsung heroes in all this. They didn't stand for Wizards' greed back when 4th edition was released, and they're not standing for it now. And it's just great to see. And I can't wait to see more details about this license as they put it together. It just sounds like it's a great direction that this is going to be taking. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I can't wait to hear from you and what you think about this new license idea and where where it's going. Is there anything negative that I haven't thought about that that we should be thinking about in this? But because right now I'm just ecstatic with what's happened in the last 24 hours with this. So want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Until next time, take care.